Hello and welcome to episode 13 of this project-based tutorial making a game of Mastermind using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript and jQuery. Where we were is we had our functional game. The problem we're solving now is when we do win, it doesn't say you won, you just keep going. The way you win is you guess the code. So if we get 4 blacks, that means we won. But all it does is you can just keep going. It just gives you 4 blacks and it doesn't give you any special message. So what we wanted to do is, well, first of all, let's just watch what it does. So I started this game thinking I could solve it in a step or two. I wanted you there and you here. Can't believe I did that. Okay. Darn it. Let's, come on. You must have been there. There must be 2 greens and 1 of these browns and a white. I'm thinking that this is going to be good. Ta-da! 4 blacks. We won. We're done. That's the code that's being hidden. But I could just keep going. It doesn't, it should stop. It should let you know you won. It should, you cause for joy and celebration. So what I would like it to do is a modal window pop up, which basically is a window that pops up over this window, but not almost separate from it, almost like it's something on top of it. The way to do it is it's in the HTML, but it's to make it's to remove it from the flow of the regular HTML by giving it a position property that takes it out of the flow. So right above the board, we're going to put in this modal. We'll give it a class modal. And this thing is going to have a message inside of it. We'll put that message in a div. We'll give that thing a class. What am I saying? A modal message. And the message will be in an h3 tag. And it'll say, wow, you did it. And how about we have another line under that? What'd you do? What's so great? Dang it. I hit Command C instead of Command V, and it doesn't, basically it undoes your Command C. So what's it going to say the next? You win. Yeah, that's as creative as I get. And that's it. So if I do it now, this is not putting modal here. It doesn't do anything. I have to give them the CSS to it to do it. So if I put it now, it's just going to inject it on top of the board because that's where it is here. Here's the board. We have this thing above it, and it doesn't stop us from playing. Nothing like that. So this isn't what we want. And for some reason, it said it twice. Why? What? How the heck did I make it say it twice? Weird. Okay, let's go to my CSS. It's above the board, so I'll put it above the board here. A modal. The thing that makes a modal is the position, P-O-S-I-T-I-O-N, and the position we want to give it is absolute. The default position is relative, and relative means just make the CSS, the HTML, one thing after another, and it just this is what we're used to. I didn't mean to highlight that because we want to say absolute. Absolutes means you can stick something wherever you want. You can stick it right on top of something else, and the other thing won't move, and you'll just be like floating over it. And it's kind of a handy thing to have. The fixed one of the instead of absolute, it could have said fixed. Imagine you squish a bug on the screen, and no matter what you move, you're moving things around, closing windows, it just stays there. That's fixed position. So when you say, I want to make it an absolute position, you say, where's my top? The top of this thing is in the very top of the screen, and the left is on the very left of the screen. And we're going to give this a width of the entire screen, so 100%, and a height of the entire screen, so 100. I'll put VH. And the color here is not the color, the background color. The background color we want, because we want to make it, we don't want it just to cover the screen. We want to make it so we can see through it, so there's some opacity. RGB. We've seen this one right here when we were dealing with the colors of the pegs, and we had this color here, this format, this RGB. It's red, green, blue, and here's how much red, here's how much green, here's how much blue. Well, this RGBA, that A stands for opacity somehow. I'm just going to click that. So this is going to give us a black color, and it's going to make it because a 1 is 0 opacity and a 0 is basically invisible. So we're going to give it a 0.5 opacity. All right, let's just look what that looks like. So it's position absolute. So this is going to float over this, and everything's going to darken up a bit. Okay, I guess that's, we could say, by the way, if you want to make everything, we could go the other way. And make a white over. I think I like that better. I do. Okay, I like that better. So I'm going to do that, but I want this message floating over it. I mean, not floating over it, but just in the middle. It's not centered. So we have something called the modal message. We made that. And let's give that a width of, I'm just making up numbers here, 40%. So it goes from here to here or so, but then we have to scoot all that over, so we'll give it a margin. The top, let's go 30%, and the other side, let's go auto. AUTO. Let's check out that does. It did not do what I thought it was going to do. Margin. Oh, that's because it says margin left. Wow, you did it. You won. That message is too small. So let's go back to our index. Go from an H3 to an H2. Why didn't that work? There's a problem right there. Okay, I think it wasn't even seeing my H3. Command Z, Command Z, Command Z. Command Z. Command Y. I guess I'm wondering why this doesn't have a closer. But the big thing is, this isn't the piece I'm dealing with. Oh, it totally did. It says clef. There it is. I'm dealing with this one. Let's make that an H2. Command C, Command V, Command V, Command V, Command S. Refresh. Wow, I got a little bigger. There's a little more styling we can do to this. See how they're pushed to the left, but they're not centered. So this is the parent to this. Modal is the parent of modal message because modal message is inside of it. So I'm going to say text align center. And what that'll do is this. Okay, we're not done because look at, when you start the game, it already says you won. We don't want this visible at all. To make that the case, we're going to say display none. So there is no display. And you can't see it. I guess this isn't a true modal window. This is just I don't even know what they call it. Modal windows are usually smaller windows. They don't take up your whole screen. I'm not going to change my name, of course, but that's what it is. So when does that thing pop up? That thing pops up when you win. So how do we know when you win? Let's go to our app.js. You submit it. You get the grade ray. We get this grade ray back. And remember we had in there ones and twos? Actually, we didn't. We had in there black peg or white peg, 4 of those. So we're going to check to see if we won. We'll call it check win. This is a method, a function we're going to write. So, and we're going to send it the grade ray. So take this grade ray and check to see if we won. Okay, let me just copy this because we're going to need this down here. Command C, function, and I just hit Command C, so I can't type it out all by myself. Check win. And in here we're going to have an array. And this is the grade ray. So if I logged it, log ray, what it's going to show us, actually let me get rid of any other logs in here. I'm going to delete you. I'm going to do a Command F log. One found, and that's the one we just did. Okay, so I'm happy that we're not going to have any other things competing. So we'll do a guess. Submit. It says black peg, white peg. That's what the grade ray says. And it gives us a black peg and a white peg. If we win, it's going to say black peg, black peg, black peg, black peg. So you think, well, let's just compare this array to an array that says black peg, black peg, black peg, black peg. But I'm going to do something a little different, because remember when we talked about arrays, how we say that does this array equal this array? That means they're both looking at the same array. So arrays can be funky sometimes. Sometimes they have the same information, but it won't say they're equal. So we're going to turn our arrays into strings. The way you do that is array dot join. Is that it? Is that it? Also, I gotta get let array string. This is the array that I turn into a string is array.join, and I'm going to log that. Command C, Command V, Command S. Let's try this again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Submit. So line 150, the message is white peg. I want to see one if there's does it have a space between them if I have 2. Submit. Black peg, comma, white peg, comma, white peg. So what would a winning string look like if the string we made equals, I think it would look like this. And not that last comma. If it looks like that, then say you win. Gotta make it a string. Then so let's get rid of this log. Let's get rid of this log. Bad news is to test this, I have to play a game. Submit. Submit. Let's say the yellow was the right one. Let's say the wrong one was the white that we stuck in. This should be a telling one. Darn it. I mean, it does tell, but hey, you win. But it said it 5 times. Dang it, I need to rewind my own video to say, was this saying it all the time? Oh my goodness. Well, it was because I didn't have a triple equals. If this is already my 3rd time starting this video. This was one of those, it says you win. It shouldn't be saying you win. Black pig, black pig, black pig, black pig. So it says you win. You notice I gotta log the, I'm gonna log raster. So if it says this equals this, then say you win. So that does not equal that. Submit. Oh, well, this time it didn't say you win. Maybe last time I actually guessed it on my first time like I did that one time. That happened before. 3 whites. Well, this is pretty good. Let's say, what are my 3 whites? Yellow. Let's say the white was wrong. Red and you. 2 whites. So that tells me the white for sure was right. And maybe it was 2 whites and not 2 yellows. And then you and you. We'll take the white. We'll take the yellow. And then we'll take if I'm going to do that, I mean this is a white. This would be black. What am I 2 from here? Oh, I think I meant to hit red. I want to hurt somebody. You know, I wouldn't do this if I was really playing, but I'm just getting it over with so I know I have one of those, and I know they go here and there. And I know there's a red, and if the red's here, it must go there. What is this other color? Let's try green. I haven't tried a green yet. That's silly of me. You win. Black pig, black pig, black. Okay, wow, that is exactly what I want to see. So all I did was test that this logic works. Well, we don't want to do that. What we want to do is we want to make the modal window appear. Ooh, we'll do there's a fade in. That's just pure jQuery. And you say fade it, instead of just make it appear like boom, you fade it in like 1,000 is a second. We'll say, ooh, I think you don't give it a string. You say over 200. And to fade it in, we're going to say dot, what is this thing we're fading in? The modal. Bad news. Bad news. To test this, I have to play it again. But this, if it works, it's the last time. So just by the way, let's double check this because I really don't want to do this twice. 200, that's all I need there. And you see this is, I do not have the internet, so I cannot go and Google that to change it. Submit, only one of them's right. Submit, only one of them is right. Submit, 2 of them are right. Submit, and wow, did you see that? It faded over. That worked. Maybe you're saying that is great, but the only way to play again is to hit refresh, and that's fine. We could have a play again button right here. I will let you make that. All right, well, thank you for watching my series, and maybe I'll see you next time. I want to do a Socket.io series with another board game. Thank you.